All right, back at it. Time for another New England Patriots 2024 rookie class analysis. Today we got Mikey Victor, defensive back from Alabama State. Mikey was the first name that I saw as a UDFA signing after the draft. I was streaming at that point, and for those of you who were present, know I was elated to see his name. Not only was Mikey highly ranked on my cornerback list, he was actually higher than Marcellas Dial. Now, I'm not saying Victor is a better corner than Dial really, it was just simply due to Victor's measurables and potential versatility. Now, some background, Mikey went to JUCO before transferring to UNLV for 2021, and then he moved to Alabama State for 2 seasons. Now, Victor has the ideal size and length for a modern cornerback, and he knows how to utilize that length to press and reroute receivers, and it also helps when he defends jump balls and deep passes. He has respectable power when he squares up on targets. He's got consistent production. He has a nice press technique, and I really like his bail technique, which, if you don't know, is when the cornerback has his body turned partially or completely towards the field instead of being squared up on the line of scrimmage toward the receiver. Now, at the snap of the ball, the cornerback runs, or quote-unquote bails, out instead of backpedaling, or syncs up with the receiver, or they close in on the ball carrier. One of my former colleagues said to me, it is like taking a linebacker approach to the perimeter, which has made more and more sense over the years. The technique works as long as you keep the receiver out of your blind spot. As long as Victor keeps his man out of his blind spot, he can dominate with his length and power in front of him. It kind of makes receivers and quarterbacks attempt to go to Mikey's strengths and makes it really hard for them to go after his weaknesses. This can really frustrate a QB and receiver over the course of the game. Now, the bail technique's becoming more and more popular in all different levels of the game, but it seems like Mikey has a really good knack for it. Now, for his weaknesses, Victor's 40 time is not great. I heard his 40 was actually in the 4.5s, but I guess the consensus was it was actually in the 4.6s, which is kind of slow for a corner. Plus, Mikey's not exactly quick in his back pedal and doesn't exactly have a twitchy T-step or a bicycle to note of. So he's not an ultra high explosive player, but Mikey's incredibly efficient and smooth. Victor is one of those guys that epitomizes the phrase, slow is smooth, smooth is fast. He is controlled, concise, and accurate with his movements. Nothing is wasted. But he's also not a slug. He has some pop to make note of. Again, his 40-yard dash, 4.67, not great, but the 10-yard, 1.57, that's respectable. His shuttle was a 4.34, not great, but 3-cone, 6.82, which is quite elite. His broad, 10.4, that's solid, and his vert was a respectable 35.5 inches. Those numbers tell us that he has some power and he is efficient in his movements. Now, when you look at his tape and you watch him run, you notice that he has very long shins with a low amplitude knee drive, which prohibits him to hitting blazing high-end top-end speed. But it makes his low amplitude knee drive very fast compared to others, and he can quickly react and redirect. You can actually cover a lot of ground with an extension of the knee rather than relying on throwing his thighs and hips into every single movement. Don't get me wrong, I like when athletes have blazing 40s, it's great. But that's not necessary for a number of defenders and has been diminished by the new kickoff rules. You need guys who are smooth, efficient, and are physical enough to handle blockers than simply just blasting through them or running around them. The time to contact is going to be cut down. The velocity is going to be cut down, and the need for shedding blockers and soaking up space has skyrocketed. Mikey seems to be perfect for that, so he might be a great fit for special teams at first. Now, on defense, he might be operative as a safety hybrid or perhaps niche roles on the perimeter. Mikey is a big dude who has carried 213 pounds at one point in his career, and he has the frame to carry it too. So it'll be interesting to see what the Patriots can do with him. I think he's got more versatility to him than just being a big perimeter corner. Anyway, what do you guys think about Mikey? What should the Patriots do with him? Can he make the 53? Let me know in the comment section below. If you like this content, please like and subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching.